Biodiesel from algae. Algae biodiesel is a new alternative renewable energy source where companies grow large amounts of algae and then convert that algae into biofuels. The first step to producing algae biofuel is to grow the algae. There are many ways to do this. However, they all rely on photosynthesis to work. Photosynthesis is the process of using light to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and glucose. The first method of growing is open pond growing. In this method, algae are grown in open bodies of water outside. This can create problems because weather or infectious diseases can be a problem. The next method is the vertical growth loop method. This method has the algae growing in clear plastic bags so there can be sunlight on two sides of them with water cycling through, and the increased sunlight exposure increases photosynthesis and therefore algae production. The algae is also protected from the weather and diseases. The final method is the closed tank bioreactor method. A bioreactor is a device or system that supports a biologically active environment. Closed tank bioreactors are where algae are grown indoors in large vats where they can be placed at the optimum conditions so the maximum amount of algae grown, and they can be harvested every day to produce the maximum amount of biofuel. There are also multiple ways to extract the oil from the algae, which is the next step in the biofuel process. The most popular and the simplest method is the olive press, and this can get up to 75% of the oil in the algae out. Also, a hexane solvent can be added to get up to 95% of the oil out of the algae. Of course, the solvent would be filtered out once the process was over. The third and final method, the supercritical fluid method, involves using carbon dioxide as a supercritical fluid, or a fluid that can act both as a liquid and a gas due to pressure and heat, and it is mixed with the algae where it turns the algae completely into oil. However, it takes extra work and equipment, so it's a less popular method. Finally, the oil is refined in a method called transesterification. Transesterification is a process where an ester and an alcohol are mixed to produce a different alcohol and a different ester. Once this process is complete, there is an algae biofuel combined with a glycerol. Once the glycerol is removed, the final product of an algae biofuel is left over. Advantages for using algae biofuel. One advantage is that algae can be grown in huge amounts. Another advantage is that half of algae's mass by weight is oil. Another advantage is that algae biodiesel reduces pollution by absorbing carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Another advantage is that algae biodiesel produces fertilizer and feedstock as a byproduct. Another huge advantage is that algae can be grown indoors to save space. Thank you for watching.